Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We have the first Super EZA LR and Super EZA free-to-play unit in Prime Battle LR TEQ SSJ Goku. Of course, we do have him rainbowed because he is a free-to-play unit. Not quite level 10 links, unfortunately. That is because his EZA did kind of come out of nowhere. But for the first Super EZA LR and also first Super EZA free-to-play unit, he is looking very strong, so I'm very intrigued to see what he can do. My hidden potential build is a little bit outdated, but I suppose with him being a free-to-play unit, we can kind of essentially change it for free. On his first appearance though, he does have a 296k attack stat, 191k defense, which isn't too bad at all. We do have him on Super Saiyan God's 200% lead. Just with the better 200% leads, I am actually missing them. Like, for example, Carnivore Strength Gohan from Worldwide. You also have the 200% lead, Super Saiyan lead from the OG in SSJ Trio. Even Saiyan Day Jeets, like I'm missing all of these units. My only options were Kai Goku, Super Saiyan God Goku, and then also GT Goku and SSJ4 Vegeta. To be fair, even in terms of linking partners, he doesn't really have the best. And I mean, he does only have 6 links, so that is going to hurt him a little bit naturally. But the only usable or most usable current unit that is in today's meta is EZA TEQ Gogeta, and you need to get them both on the same team. Now, with me missing a couple of his stronger leads, that does kind of limit my team building options. So that's potentially another thing that could go against him, is his linking partners and usable linking partners. But I do have them next to each other. And I will tell you this straight away, and I did say this when his EZA details did come out. His best spot on a rotation is going to be in slot 2. Because he does start with 159% attack and defense. And then he does get an extra key plus 3. Defense plus 159%. And then has a 70% chance to guard as long as he's in slot 1 or slot 2. And then he does get another extra key plus 3. Attack plus 159% and a 70% chance of an additional super as long as in slot 2 or slot 3. So if you put him, bang him in slot 2, bang in the middle of slot 1 and slot 3, he will have the benefits of both. So that's an extra key plus 6, attack and defense plus 159%, have the 70% chance to guard, and the 70% chance of an additional super. You end up getting the best of both worlds. So if you are going to use him, that is his best spot. One thing, and I said this again when his details came out, and I think a lot of people probably are in the same boat as me, is it's nice that he does have a 70% chance to guard. 20 million though. 20 mil. 20 mil. Okay, how much is this going to do? Are you guarding as well? No, he wasn't guarding. I mean, he does have type advantage. We do have to remember that. But no guard. Only type advantage and just sheer numbers. And he tanked that for 100, just over 100k. Let's not forget, Goku is a free-to-play unit. Yes, he's a Super EZA, but he's a free-to-play unit. So the fact he tanked it that well with no guard, because this is Supreme Magnificent Battle Jeets, so this is some of the more harder content in the game. So to tank it that well, I get it's the first phase in his type advantage, is still pretty good. And that is without guard. That's just sheer numbers. So fair play. It definitely seems like Dokkan did not hold back when it came to his Super EZA, which I'm all for. But as I was saying, if he doesn't guard, there is probably a chance, especially against the more difficult enemies like Beast, probably Kid Buu, especially because they have type disadvantage against him. There's also the memorable battles, Janemba. I know a lot of people are using units against him now to test them out, just because the worldwide Supreme Magnificent Battle really isn't that difficult, so it makes sense. But the more difficult enemies, if Goku is to not guard, and him having nothing else to kind of cover him defensively, no damage reduction, no dodge, just that chance to guard. If he doesn't guard and he gets hit by like those 2.5 million super attacks that the more harder enemies can do, where he's going to have type disadvantage and be type neutral, there's a massive chance that he'll get you killed. But then again, he is a free-to-play unit, so the fact that he's even competitive and usable in the difficult content is massive. That just shows how good he is. As I said, with that chance to guard, which I said, just like me and probably the same with you, not really a fan of it, because it just, as I said, it can get you killed. Because there is a big chance that he can get you killed, if he doesn't guard, those super attacks probably will clock him for a ton of damage. So that is kind of the risk you get of using him and also having a chance to guard. But then considering it is a 70% chance, he'll probably guard more often than not. But then if you do get quite unlucky, which of course Dokkan is an RNG based game, if it doesn't happen, as I said, those super attacks that for like 2.2 plus million, and then eventually when we get Go Frieza even more, they will probably kill him. He'll get you killed. Especially with his best spot being slot 2. Like, you could put him in slot 3 100%, but then you don't have that chance to guard whatsoever. And his best spot, so you do get the best of both worlds for attack and defense, guard, and the additional and all the extra key is going to be slot 2. 19.4 as well on that one. Let's not forget, this is a free-to-play unit that's pulling out 19 million, 20 million attack stacks, which I don't think we've ever seen. I don't think we've ever seen a free-to-play unit pull out a 20 mil attack stat like that. And even though we do have him in slot 2, we still haven't actually seen him do an additional. He does have a little bit additional in his potential system, but I went full crit back in the day, which again is a bit outdated now with his Super EZA. But he has a 70% chance of an additional super, and he hasn't done one once. I'm going to use this, by the way, just so we can actually maintain our HP, so we can get that Gogeta transformation, just because that is the best unit I can currently link him with on this team. But 20 mil. 20 mil on a free-to-play unit. I don't think we've ever seen that before. But Goku does also get an additional attack and defense plus 159% on super, which, as I said, in terms of numbers, and I said this when we saw his details as well, he just gets a lot. And this is why he's doing 19, 20 million attack stats, and we only have like a link or 2 active. And don't forget, that's on 6 links. He doesn't even have a full 7. So with only a link or 2 active, he's doing 19 to 20 million attack stats. It's just because he gets so much attack and defense from his passive. As I said, if you put him in slot 2, you're getting 159% attack and defense just in general at the start of turn. The additional 159 for having him in slot 2. The additional 159 attack for having him in slot 2. 159% attack and defense on ultra super attack. He's just getting numbers. So just by sheer stats, for a free-to-play unit, he's getting a lot. Like a lot. Alright, I'm going to be intrigued to see this. So he's actually now somewhat better linked up, and he will have like legendary power active and Kamehameha active once we do super attack. So it's going to be intriguing to see how much he does take on super from Jeets being type neutral. So 334k attack stat, 191k defense. I said, with him being in slot 2 and then him supering, he's going to get a ton of extra stats. But while doing damage like that and having pretty good sheer stats for a free-to-play unit, he does also support. So all allies will get key plus 3, but then superclass units will not only get the key plus 3, but attack and defense plus 30% as well, which both the TEQ Gogeta and Beast Gohan are currently benefiting from on this rotation. Attacks are effective against all types and facing superclass enemies, so no matter what, Goku will do damage at type neutral or type disadvantage. And then he'll have guaranteed crit against superclass, extreme class units, sorry. 22 mil! 22 mil on a free-to-play unit! We finally got an additional 13.6 on a 12 key. Again, I don't think we've ever seen this kind of damage on a free-to-play unit before. It's mad. Right, how much are you going to take? Also, are you guarding? With guard, 449k and then double digits on normals. Do you know what? I'll take that. I know he's guarding and I know he's super attack. So he's got all of his extra attack and defense. He's also guarding. So this is as best as it's going to get for him. Actually, no, it could have gone a little bit better. If the potential system activated, he got an additional from there. That would be an extra 50% attack and defense on his 12 key. But 440k on a free-to-play unit, which we've seen it in Dokkan. The standard for free-to-play units has always been fairly low. So the fact that Prime Battle LR Goku can essentially tank a super attack from one of the stronger enemies in the game. Yes, his guard was active, but the fact he can tank it and survive, like, we still have just shy of 200k. Just shy of 200k HP. If I had one of the other 200 leads, you're probably looking at like 200k HP out of just over 700k HP in total. The fact he can survive one is very good. Yes, you take a lot of damage, but the fact he can survive one is very good while doing 20+ million damage, 13 million on an additional. Again, for the first super EZA and also first super EZA on an LR on a free-to-play unit, he's looking good. Again, the fact he just survives is good enough. The amount of damage he does is ridiculous for a free-to-play unit. He supports. The only thing that makes him a little bit techie in my eyes is the fact he has a 70% chance to guard without it being guaranteed. But then the one or two things they could have done to him was give him guaranteed guard, but maybe that would have been a little bit too strong for a free-to-play unit. But then give him like a 30% chance to dodge. To kind of balance out, if he doesn't guard, you also have a chance to dodge, just to kind of give him that bit extra, that kind of backup if he doesn't guard. But fair enough. As I said, it's a lot of damage to take, but for a free-to-play unit to actually be usable in some of the most difficult content in the game, which SSBGs is, and survive, he's actually worth bringing. But then, as I said, there is that always that little bit of a risk that if he doesn't guard, if that super attack hit him without guard, he would have been dead. And then that's guaranteed going to happen to you against Kid Buu, where I have type disadvantage, Beast Gohan doing like 2.5 mil. Eventually when Go Frieza comes out, the 2.5 mil plus super attacks. And then like memorable battles, Janemba. If Goku doesn't guard, he will 100% get you killed. That is just the big risk that happens. That if you do get unlucky with that 70% chance to guard, he will get you killed. But in terms of his support, the amount of damage he does, and essentially him being a free-to-play unit, and if he does guard, being able to survive some of the strongest attacks in the game, in difficult content and actually being usable in that difficult content, Dokkan did well for this one. Dokkan did very well for the first free-to-play Super EZA. They done very, very well. But you can let me know what you think of Super EZA, Prime Battle LR, SSJ Goku down in the comments. I definitely want to try him out against Beast to see how he does. Because he's actually done really well in this video. And the fact he's even competable in some of the most difficult content in the game has shocked me. But he is very, very good. And I 100% need to change his build and give him some dodge, because he definitely needs it if he doesn't guard. As I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, have a great rest of your day, and peace.